So I'm going to tell you how being too predictable actually kills your success in the market. Because let's face it, most traders have a too strict of a rule set and a trading plan. And think about how many times you get this feeling of my trading plan almost worked, but the market stopped me out. It was the next breakout structure that worked, or it almost hit TP, but it didn't work. And you're so close, yet so far away. Why? Because the market punishes predictability. If you think that all you need is a trading plan and you're going to be successful, you're sadly mistaken, my friend. You need to be, that's why I preach one pair, one session or two sessions, that's it. Because if you focus on a lot of different pairs and you have a trading plan, then you don't really know what you're doing, because your trading plan is most likely not going to work for very long. That's how this market is played. You need to be smarter than everyone else. You need to adapt quicker, and you need to understand that if you have the exact same setup, the exact same mechanical rules every single time, the market is going to adapt. Because it only takes a certain amount of time before everyone catches up, because they see the pattern. Then the pattern becomes liquidity. So you can't be too predictable in this market. You are here to, I'm not going to say make money, but to be profitable. It doesn't matter how much, you're here to become profitable every single month, or most months at least. And you need to understand that the market punishes predictability. If you're too predictable, you're too easy to control, and the market knows how to control you. That's why when you focus on one pair, one or two sessions, you know the narrative, you know the patterns, you know on what's going to happen most likely on higher time frames. That's the most important. Then you can go in and you can look at lower time frames, and you don't need this 100% mechanical rule book. You can use the concepts and apply them at the right time and win. You don't have too many opportunities in one session, because outside of the session, there is no volatility, no reason to trade. For example, today, I went long in EURUSD, and obviously, because I have experience with this pair, I know that there is no point in going short this London session, so I was looking for long setups. And you only have a certain amount of tries before you realize that your setup isn't working, and then you quit for that session. In my case, I was up 4%. I could have closed the trade, but since I was focusing on previous day high, I held the trade, stopped me out break even. I don't care, because I follow my rules and what I think is most likely to work long term. So I go out break even. I know I'm done for the session. I don't need a trading plan to tell me this. I know that the volatility is done. I'm done for this session. That's it. Then I wait for New York session. I see Asia low and London session low aligned. None of them have been taken out. I wait for liquidity to get taken out in the upcoming New York session. If you're watching this New York session is probably over, and you can't copy this trade, but you shouldn't copy the trade anyways. But this is what I'm going to do. August 25th, Monday. Go in, look at the charts, what happened yourself. Maybe it works, maybe it don't. But I'm looking for something obvious. I see that previous day high is most likely to be taken out. Previous day low is so far below that the probability for that to be taken out is really low. Most days the market takes out either previous day high or previous day low. Today I'm aiming for previous day high. Am I certain this is going to happen? No. Is trading a game of probabilities? Yes. So I'm waiting for New York session to sweep liquidity, Asia and London lows combined, and then give me a market structure shift. Then I go long and target previous day high. That's it. It's that simple, right? And the longer you stay in this game, the more you understand the market. You understand when you have an edge and when you don't. And you understand how many tries it's worth taking before you need to leave that edge and move on. It's that simple, guys. But most people overcomplicate it because they try to develop a strategy. And there's nothing wrong with developing a strategy. I have my own strict strategy that I use on my main funded account, and I'm not improvising on that account. That's fair. But if you're playing this prop firm game, then obviously you know that your edge, your main strategy, it works some days in the month, but you don't get a setup all the time. And if you want to survive in this game, you need to develop yourself, always be developing, look at other opportunities. Those other days where you don't have your A plus setup on your main account, if you actually are in this game to play long term, you always need to develop yourself because your main A plus setup is not going to work forever. This has happened to me before. I've been profitable with a setup for a long time, then the market conditions change. So you need to focus on one pair, 1 or 2 sessions with that pair. You need to only trade within the session, and you need to know what you're looking for. And you need to give it max 1 to 2 tries, and then you're done for that session. By playing the game this way, you need to understand the concepts, obviously, liquidity, market structure shift, whatever, all that stuff, order blocks, fair value gaps, like Fibonacci retracement, all that stuff. But once you play this game long enough, you know, you start to realize that you have enough knowledge about this market to play the game. You just need to play it, and that's pretty much it. Like, it's not that complicated. You don't need to have a special talent or be super smart to play this game. And don't just jump to a new strategy, try to learn something new, because you probably know enough already. You probably know enough. You don't need some crazy new strategy or to search for something, because no strategy is perfect. No strategy works forever. You need to trust yourself. Predictability gets punished. Avoid being too predictable. Embrace the chaos. And if you're interested in my strategy, my daily market analysis, and how I view the markets and being mentored by me, there's a link in the bio to my Discord. If you're interested and if you want to learn, I'll give you my bias for the market that day, what I'm looking for on higher time frames, if I would look for a trade today this session or not, or if the market is just chopping or trying to trap people. And I try my best to use my unique approach to help traders. This approach works for me. I'm not going to guarantee you it's what works for you, but you need to study what's happening on the higher time frames and what the bias is. And I'm not going to sugarcoat or tell you that if you just follow my strategy, then you're going to be super profitable, because that's the thing. You need to find what makes sense for you to, like, the way you want to approach the market, the way it makes sense to you, because everyone has their unique trading strategy or trading style. I can give you the higher time frame bias, the bias for the session, where I think the market is going to go, but how you want to trade that's completely up to you. And the difference is, I'm not just promising you signals or this is going to work all of the time. What I'm here to do is to teach you how the market works and to kind of give you a bias for the session, what I think is going to happen, so that you can apply that bias, that understanding, so that at least you're not like completely lost in the market, so you know what to expect, and then you can develop a strategy based on that. And I'll always be here giving my bias, giving my opinion on the session before it happens, so that people have basically an understanding of where the market is going. And once you have that, it's not that difficult to get a setup on the lower time frames, but that's up to you how you want to approach that. But obviously I give my A+ setups as well. Once they happen, I give them as well. So that's it for today. Don't be too predictable, embrace the chaos, and predictability will get slaughtered.